So this lab location is in the main College of Nursing building to the back left once you enter the front door. It's called the 207 Learning Lab, and this is where, if you're assigned here, you'll spend the majority of your time. So the little whiteboard that we just passed there was like the schedule for the day. Make sure you always read that before you go in. It just tells you what's going in there. Open schedule means nothing's in there. So to get into this lab when it's closed and no one's here, the code is 513. That was me trying to mash it in there. And here is an overview of the room. There's 14 bed spaces, I think. Yeah, there's 14. And then there's a classroom, like lectures, like hall right here in the middle where students will have their class before they start their labs or whatever. And then over here is where you'll find Rachel and Carrie. Rachel sits over there, and Carrie sits here. The sign says they're at HITS, so the door's locked. That means they're usually just not there. Doesn't mean they're at HITS. It could be anywhere. This is where Rachel usually leaves notes for us to do, and that's Carrie's schedule, so you know when she's in. And it's like, for example, there's something Rachel left for somebody to put away. That's the ultrasound machine. Showing the bed spaces and the mannequins. There's little nursing carts still left and right, like right there we just passed. Like one of our duties is to fill those up with whatever they're labeled, whatever they need. It's a very large lab space and all those cabinets you see are like packed with all kinds of things. And then behind the magic curtain is where we work when there's students. When there's not students, you can work in the middle of the room, but when there's students, you need to work back here. And yeah, it's a mess because that's how it usually looks. And I didn't want to straighten it up to make it look nice for the video because this is what it usually looks like. So there's parts everywhere. There's mannequin parts. There's bed space supplies, like laundry, like storage containers. There's everything back here. All the recycled supplies that we need to put back together. Things that like to make new kits, new supplies go on those shelves. Task trainers, I think that's what they're called. Like the body parts go here. Just all kinds of stuff. And then, I didn't go out there yet. Okay, we'll wait. Now we're going. So back through this door is like another storage closet. You have to get the key from the office, but it's 211. There's like extra stuff in there. You only have to go in there when Rachel or Susan or Carrie or Rico ask you to. And then make sure you push it when you leave, otherwise it won't lock. And this is my least favorite mannequin in the world. And then this is the inventory supply list. So like this is just where you can find everything if you're lost, which I know it takes weeks, months to learn where things at. Like I've worked here 2 years and I still don't know where the stuff's at. Just check the sheet and it changes a lot. Carrie updates it. So whenever we get new locations, just pay attention to that. And that's a vacuum system, outlets, and then, a surprise. Because you always have to be ready for whatever in this lab. This job is expect the unexpected. The second lab space, this is HITS. This is located right across the street from Brown, and right by the Natalie Haslam Music Building, and right by T-Rex, or Hyper, one of these buildings. So we're actually coming in from the back entrance. The front entrance is located on Andy Holt, but we're coming in from some side street. And this is where you'll usually enter, and there's a code to get in, but I don't know it. It's Susan's like personal code, and she'll give it to you when you absolutely need it, but usually you don't need it. It's always unlocked. Unless the building closes at 6. So that was the elevator that you would take to come down here. This is the actual worker room where we do laundry and recycling supplies. So like this is the basement supply room. This is where if you're at HITS, you'll usually be working. That's my coffee and sunglasses. And then so to the right was some finished kits. To the left are unfinished kits. There's the supplies for those kits. It looks like a lot because it usually is a lot. Like usually we get bombarded with kits, but then, we teamwork and get those hours in. Listen to some music and just do the kits. And so here's like the general tasks that if you don't know what to do, just look there. Here's how to make the kits if you don't feel like watching the video. And here's the supply location, like the inventory list. Notes from Carrie and Rachel. A bin full of caps, like all kinds of caps that you need. Those are finished wound care kits that I had just done. And then now we're going to the smart home, which is over here, like through that other door. I think we're going over there. Yeah. So over here, is a smart home. I think it's locked actually. I'm just going over to show you it's locked. Yeah. So usually that door's locked, but it's okay because you can get in that room from the back, from the laundry room, which is actually where I'm about to go right now. So you go in, go to the left, past these task trainers and like the computer stuff. That's Rico's like stuff. And then his is like the sim room. There's me in the mirror. Where like it's a simulated like old woman or old man's apartment where they're living alone and like they have to come in and do home health, I think is what it is. You'll have to ask an actual nursing student because that's not me. So this is like the living room. It's like, it looks like an actual apartment. Like literally everything in here is functioning except for the stove and oven. Me again. Sorry for that. Like you can even make coffee, which I have done before and will continue to do. And it's a great place to like come in and do like, that's where that other door was from that was locked. Don't use this bathroom. I'm about to show you the sign. Please don't use this bathroom. It's video recorded, so don't even think about it. Me again. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, it's a great place, like if you're doing laundry, just sit in the living room and work on something else while your laundry's running. And then I just jumped upstairs. This is like where, as Rico, it's one of the sim team members. This is where you usually find Rachel or Susan, like in the control room, monitoring the simulations if they're at hits. If they're 207, obviously you won't, but Susan also sits in here. I'm about to actually show you Susan. There's Susan, our boss. Like this is like their little office space where you can usually find them if they're not in the control room. Just showing you like the little doors where we just came out of. There's the bathrooms, and this is the worker supply room, the upstairs one. You usually won't sit in here and do supply rooms because it's so like do supply recycling because it's so tiny. Like look at it, it's tiny. So like there's extra kits up here, ones that are done for Carrie to put out for labs, like extra supplies are up here. Another task list for hits in case you forget what to do. Carrie will write on that whiteboard, or Rachel will. Another inventory list. Like it's just basically a copy of the basement, except this one's a lot more organized because Carrie redid this whole thing like one summer, and it looks so much better than what it used to like a couple years ago. Yeah, so like if you ever need anything that's not in the basement, it's usually up here. And like we try to separate it to where if you need stuff for kits, it's in the basement, and if it's rarely used or if it's very specific, it's in that little room that we're just in. That's just the end of the hallway. That's just showing you where we keep Foley's in like some of the rooms. This is where we fold and keep laundry. It's in the hallway right by that little supply room. Another med cart, or nursing cart, which is one of our tasks, is to restock it. I'm just showing you the drawers and how messy it can be, but do your best to just go by the labels and fill it to the top. It's we don't do it very often, at least I don't, because I've done it a handful of times, but you know, it's just like, see what's in there, go grab it from the supply room, put it in the cart. Job done. And I think most of the stuff I'm pulling out of these drawers can be found in the basement. And if not in the basement, it's in the little room we're in. So now we're moving to our last and final lab location. This is me, Carrie, Rachel, Susan, Courtney, birth of this thing. This thing is the physical assessment lab. They call it PA lab. I call it PAL because PAL is so cute. And this is like off of, I don't know what street this is. It's across the street from T-Rex. And then here's the lab. This is where you'll enter. You rarely will go here because it's mainly just restocking. And we usually get a student that's already up here to do it. And then there's laundry. And then Carrie usually gets that. So these are office spaces. This is where faculty will be, I guess. I never really go over here, but I just know it's restocking supplies and laundry. A little worker fridge. Feel free to use it. Like, why not? I don't think it's a big deal. Like, but make sure you ask Rachel, Susan, Carrie, or Rico because they'll know. But just use it. Here's an overview of it. It's like a lecture hall in the middle and 16 little benches, exam tables, because this is where students will practice physical assessment on each other. Restrooms. Here's a faculty board for them to leave stuff. A student worker board for Carrie or anybody to leave us a message, and then general tasks to do here if you're over here and you don't know what to do. But you usually get assigned to hits at 207. You won't be assigned here. You just go here if you have to bring something over or laundry or whatever. Here's another faculty office where like task trainers. This is mainly for Carrie to put out for whatever they're doing, but it's here in case she asks you to get it for her. Yeah. More mannequins and stretchers, and this is like the back entrance. You won't come from this way. This is the side of like fleet management. Like this is where the other door is. You won't enter from here. Oh, this building's always locked, so if you ever want to come over here and like there's not a class here, you have to get the key from one of our bosses. So I was walking around the room. It's really cool. Like I saw this thing come together, and like it was a hot mess at the beginning. We had to move so much stuff into a 7. It was like one of the worst things ever. But like, look how like good it looks. I'm so proud of her. Like she's grown up. Oh, it gets super hot in here. So if you're over here, come over here and turn that thing down to like 44 degrees because it gets hot. Push the curtains back. I'll show you that in a second. 'Cause like, there's really not much to do here. Like, there's tasks. Those little stop signs are for students to read before they leave. These little headboards, like you can restock the thermometer probe covers and like the otoscope earpieces. Like that's, I don't know. There's not much to do here. Yeah, and so like this is another inventory list that Carrie made that where everything's at in case you need to find something specific or she asks you to get something. That's those cabinets we just passed. Like it's where a lot of stuff's kept. Here's a headspace. Don't really know why I included pictures when I took a video. Oh, here's me going through the little. This is where you'll restock it. It's like if you're over here, I guess draw sheets go there, gowns go there. We usually do 10 gowns per bed space. I think last time I did it was 10. I don't know if it's more or less now. And there's labels of what goes in each drawer right there. Like you just know. Like and we even separated it to where one drawer is like restockable, one drawer like stays the same. So this is the stuff that stays the same. You don't have to restock this stuff. It just always stays in there unless it goes missing and someone stole it and they're a bad person and a horrible human being. Then you can restock it, but for the most part, like it should be the same. Like pole socks, smelly stuff. I forget what it's called. Tuning fork, reflex hammer, pins, a eye chart. I think is what it's called. An index card. Sometimes there's more than one. You really just need one. A pin light and measuring tape, and then the pin light. And then that's that drawer. And this other drawer is more recyclable stuff. That stuff they'll run out of, and you have to replace. So like alcohol, cotton ball covers. Like we'll go through it. So tongue depressors, cotton tipped applicators, thermometer probe covers, alcohol pads, not skin prep, alcohol pads, and then if I can get it back in there, oh my gosh, work. Cotton balls. Yay, and that's it. Perfect. That's one of those scopes. I forget the names. Those are the covers that go up there, like the covers for the ear one. And then, what did I just take off? Oh, I'm showing you how to put it in there. Okay. Yay, yeah, you just drop it in there, that's it. It was a big deal because those wouldn't fit at first, and so like Susan had to find something that would fit it. Make sure there's stocked gloves. Just make sure there's there's Clorox wipes at every bed space. There's extra probe covers right by the thermometer, and then make sure those little Germex things. Make sure they're working. Make sure they're full. Make sure they have batteries. Yeah, make sure they're working. Perfect. And now I don't know what to do with it. Okay, great. So this is Sydney's just showing you how to like push the curtains back before you leave. Like all of them, make sure they're pushed back. It just looks better. Oh my gosh, are we done? Yay! So that's literally everything, I guess, that I recorded. I don't know what else to include in here. I'm sure I forgot something, but everyone on this team's super friendly. Just ask the questions. You'll never learn anything in a day. It takes like forever to learn where everything's at, but don't be overwhelmed. Like you're usually when you first start working, you'll start working with other people. So, yay! Welcome to the team. Like we're so happy to have you here. It's gonna be such a great time. We have parties biannually, and my parties are like little cookouts that we get fed because we're starving college students. And Susan and Rachel and Carrie and Rico are amazing people to work for. So I think the only thing I didn't show was the difference between skin prep and alcohol pads. And like literally, I'm just gonna explain it because I'm not including that. Skin prep only goes in CVO kits. They go nowhere else. Like don't even touch that thing unless you're making CVO. And even then, like, don't make a CVL. I'll make all the CVLs because there's been so many times we found alcohol pads. Skin preps where an alcohol pad should be, and it's just like, it ain't that, sis. So, yeah, that's just the main thing I want to point out is skin prep and alcohol pads. Alcohol pads go in almost every kit, or some kits, and then skin prep goes in one. So that's really it. Oh, my name's Logan, by the way. I've been working here for 2 years. This is my third and final year. I'm a senior. Yay. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. Okay, bye.